back and making you miss on this one.
Beltre shaken up. I think Charleston Hughes will get credit for the sack. It'd be his first in 4 games.
Well, we're seeing some interesting line play here. Coleman on that last one stones Beltre. Now watch Beltre come off on Coleman this time. Inside move, gets him diving, gets first contact on Durant, gets him ducking a little bit. His teammates might have cleaned him up, but Beltre made the play.
Yep. Get some attention. He'll have to come out for at least 3 plays. While the end on the other side chalks up sack number 76 in his career.
That's what great players do, though, in Beltre. When you don't win every down, but what you do is you come back and you move to that next pass rush move if you're a D lineman. Coleman stones him on the first down, gets that first down throw from Durant to Naaman Roosevelt. Beltre says, okay, I got to come with something new, and gets there and forces the sack by Hughes.
And how many times have we seen it the opposite way, where Hughes does most of the heavy lifting and the guy on the opposite side chalks up the sack?
Yeah. All-stars on the opposite side at number 39.
Jagarrett Davis will replace Beltre. So another 2nd and long on the 8th play of this drive, back at the 45. He's trying to get into field goal range, you'd think. More pressure, and an open receiver, and maybe delivered a little short. And the youngster, Josh Stanford, can't make the catch.
Yeah, Josh Stanford, a late add when Nick Dembski was a late scratch, and he just floats away. It appears to be a low throw, and believe me, I'm not taking sides here. Durant probably will say to his receiver, that was my fault, but if he comes back towards the line of scrimmage, he catches that on the run. I mean, that ball was thrown to a spot, and it looked like the receiver just floated away from it a little bit, and it became low because of it.
Well, they're going to make Van Gilswyk work for his first CFL field goal. This from 54 yards out. Does he have enough? He does. 54 for Quinn Van Gilswyk. His first might be one of his career long.
This isn't the system.
There's Bobby Jurison, number 3 on the all-time sack list, part of the 80s celebration here at Mosaic. By the way, welcome to fans that hope to watch TFC tonight. Right now, let's hear from Bobby with Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris, here with Bobby Jurison. And I saw your eyes light up as soon as you got close to the Riders bench. What kind of memories come flowing back as you enter Mosaic Stadium here?
Oh, God, just the smell of the stadium on game day and watching the guys prepare for it. And my blood starts pumping. You get the national anthem. Then after that, you go into autopilot, and it's game on. Lock and load, here we go. And it just gets off. It brings back a lot of great memories.
Hey, you kind of reenacted the kick a little bit, the 1989 Grey Cup winning kick. That memory still stands out in your mind. I mean, everyone still considers that, at least in this province, as the best Grey Cup game ever.
That Grey Cup game was unbelievable. It was whoever had the ball last was going to win. You had Kerrigan and you had Austin, who both had hot hands. They were 2 gunslingers. Whoever had the bullets in the gun at the end of the game were going to win. And I was so excited when Ridgway kicked it, but we had 7 seconds left. I go, we can't. I wanted no time left.
You got your hat on. Are we going to see the bandana sometime today?
No, I put the bandana. It's retired.
Let's see what the defense can do. Thanks for this.
All right, thank you.
Put him in, coach. He's ready.
He is ready to go.
Bo Levi Mitchell going away, and Messam takes off, and he's still going through midfield. Jerome Messam, and now a foot race. And Messam finally tracked down and fumbles the ball, and at the end of the play, the Roughriders come up with it. It's Major Colbert back the other way, and that's a crazy Canadian Football League play, isn't it? And a flag down at the very end of it.
Well, let's sort it all out. Let's take a look first at the end, and then we'll go back in a second. Make sure that this was a forced fumble. Was the ball out? Looks like it was. Scooped up by Major Colbert.
It was a 61-yard pass and run from Mitchell to Messam. And is the ball out?
Like Buddy Jackson, by that look and that angle, is blocking the look at the knee of Jerome Messam. I was still surprised that Bo Levi Mitchell even got that pass out of there in the first place. It looked like
Messam thinks he was down.
After the fumble, we have a major foul. Cut block. Calgary, number 81. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down, Saskatchewan.
Bakari Grant called on a cut block. He was fined for a dangerous block in last week's game on Greg Jones.
Well, ruled a fumble on the field. I didn't see any angle that could show that Jerome Messam's knee had touched the ground. There was just no evidence of it that we could see. Called a fumble, stayed a fumble, tack on the penalty. Pretty good field position for Saskatchewan.
Pierre Lavertu shaken up at the end of that play. And Justin Cox being helped to the sidelines and to the dressing room. That's the second injury that he's sustained in the game.
Yeah, been banged around a little bit in this one.
So again, the call on the field was a fumble and really blocked out to get a good view on any of the replays to overturn. So 61 yards one way, and now Saskatchewan ends up with the football at their 50. And here's Lawrence off the right side, back into Stamps territory, down to the Calgary, 53. So about 7 for Kendall Lawrence.
That's a pretty good call here for Saskatchewan because safety Josh Bell rolls out of the middle and they run right at that spot. Make an inside move on Duran Mayo, and away he goes.
Roughriders, the lowest scoring team in the third quarter. Only 16 points on the season. Coming out after the half. Hitch to Bag. Rob Bag brought down immediately. Quick close there on Bag at the 50. He'll be a yard short. Brandon Smith on the stop.
Yeah, that's a play that, because of the safety blitz, Darian Duran had to get it out of there quickly. He didn't have everyone blocked up front. Knew there was going to be some free man. It didn't turn out to be the safety, Josh Bell, but it was, you're going to get a free man in that blitz. He had to get it out of there.
And they give him forward progress at the 49, and so it is a Saskatchewan first down. Hand off again inside, and Kendall Lawrence dragged down by Taylor Reed, or Lawrence is still running.
Yeah, and it may just be rushing touchdown number 2 for the Riders this season, because you're right. There's Taylor Reed right there in the middle, and Kendall Lawrence has a nice hole, wide open, one man there, and it's one-on-one with one defensive back behind him and lots of space out of the way. Maybe a touchdown saving tackle by the middle linebacker.
Second straight first down run of 7 yards for Lawrence. This time they give it back to him, wide open left side. Big hole, first down. Well, he's heard some criticism in his start here in Saskatchewan, but Kendall Lawrence is starting to warm up.
Well, he has, and Chris Jones has been searching for that starting tailback. There's been a few that have already gone through the roster for Saskatchewan. Kendall Lawrence, the latest, last couple of games. Had just 10 rushes coming in, but getting more involved in this one.
14 for Lawrence. 41 yards in the game. And Durant, the keeper, straight ahead, but he fumbles, picked off by Joe Burnett. And Calgary gets it back. Well, they trade fumbles here in the third quarter. Jagara Davis looked like he knocked the ball loose. Burnett with the recovery. And there is the strip by Davis. Burnett the recovery. Calgary football when we come back. Winnipeg's the leaders right now,
Yeah, I agree.
but we'll wait and get the returns poundage-wise today here in Saskatchewan.
Big forced fumble there with the Riders in scoring range by Jagarrett Davis. He's got 3 sacks on the season. Great hustle from the backside. Sometimes it's a straight mistake. That was the ball carried right underneath that shoulder and armpit by Darian Durant, and a forced fumble from the D lineman.
Pierre Laverture was hurt, but back in now. And here's the fly sweep to McDaniel. And he gets brought down by E.C. Leonard. Two minutes left in this third quarter. It's been a more interesting second half so far.
Been tracking how much A.C. Leonard plays alongside of Jonathan Newsom and Justin Capicotti. And with the 3 in the first half, they rotated almost equally, 16 plays apiece. And then the last few downs, all 3 were on the field.
They're all on the field right now. Capicotti lined up at that far end. Mitchell got a lot of time. And downfield, jump ball, intercepted. And the turnovers continue. And Justin Cox, back in the game, has his second of the year.
Well, Levi Mitchell throws his 4th interception on a ball that takes so long for him to get out of there. And again, I mentioned the first half, that wide field throw is a long, long throw. Had him, if you're going to throw that ball, it had to be on the first turn. That's a wheel route from Anthony Parker. Go to the sideline, turn it up the field, and go deep. But that took way too long for Mitchell to get it to him, and Justin Cox has his second.
Boy, it looked like he might be done for the day, but makes a big play here in the late stages of the third quarter. 5 receivers for Durant. More pressure. Steps up. Takes off. And is down at the 50-yard line. Let's check in with Lee Jones.
Guys, it was surprising that Justin Cox went back in. When he came to the bench, he was screaming in pain as he sat down, kind of fiddling around with his left knee. In fact, he wouldn't talk to the trainers. Defense line coach Ed Filion came over and asked him, concerned, "Are you okay?" And Justin Cox just looked up and said, "Yeah, I'm good," and just jumped up and started jogging and was ready to go for the next series.
Quick recuperative powers. Ground game starting to eat up some yards. Good collision there between Lawrence, Taylor Reed, Deron Mayo, and Mayo, I think, got first contact.
This is a football play, folks. This is a straight football play, and Deron Mayo is going to fill the hole, and they're going to just collide right there in the middle. This is scraped by a linebacker on a straight running play to Kendall Lawrence. Scrape in there, good contact, hold him up. Both guys successful on that play. A few yards.
Mayo, one of those guys that Stamps think is as underrated as anybody in the league. A deep throw and incomplete. Roosevelt looking for a pass interference call. We'll see if we get a challenge here.
Take a look at the end of this play.
Jamar Wall in coverage. Final play of the third quarter, and it will be the end of the third quarter unless Chris Jones elects to challenge.
Jamar Wall almost saying, "Go ahead."
No challenge yet. I don't think Chris Jones has decided, and now he has tossed it. We'll have a verdict when we come back. Chris Jones took a long time before electing to challenge this play.
Yeah, and I don't see Jamar Wall trying to change the route or the path of Naaman Roosevelt up to the top of your screen here. There is a little bit of a bump from the shoulders. No grab by Wall, the left hand just trailing. No call on the play, official right in view. Now, I know I often get that because you're a defensive back, you're siding with the defensive back, but I don't see it.
taking a long look at it. Guess the question is, with that hand on the back, was there enough to create a push that sent Roosevelt to the turf or not?
After review, it's been determined by the command center that there is no pass interference on the play. It will be second down, Saskatchewan.
That's why Jamar Wall turned around and almost said to Chris Jones, go ahead, throw the challenge. You know, the backhand doesn't really grab Naaman Roosevelt here. He's just looking at the football, trying to play the football, backhand hanging on the, just dragging that behind him. I didn't see any interference there either.
So Chris Jones, 4 of 9 in challenges this season. 2nd and 10. Back at the Calgary 45. Time for Durant to the wide side of the field. And another drop, and from the guy least likely to drop the football.
Yeah, it happens to the best of them. You know, just that peak before the ball arrives to where you want to run. And Roosevelt, three receiver to 4 receivers to the field, and he just took a little peek. Watch how his head is headed to turn upfield quickly, and then forgot the ball.
So they elect not to try a 52-yard field goal into a light breeze. Instead, Bartel trying to pin the Stamps. Tumbling punt, not deep. Pinch at his 15 and not going very far. 30-yard punt, well covered by the Roughriders. So Mitchell out to start the 4th quarter. In the last 2 games, the Stampeders have outscored their opponents, BC and Saskatchewan, 38-7 in the final quarter.
Better defensive effort from the Saskatchewan Roughriders in this game that I've seen. I mean, those are good numbers, over 200 yards for Bull, but not great. Not what we're used to seeing, and not the points on the board that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that passing total inflated by the 61 yards to Messam that results in a turnover.
And has a
back-to-back turnovers for Calgary on offense. He'll sling it to McDaniel. And Marquay McDaniel goes over 100 for the 3rd time this season, and the 2nd straight time against Saskatchewan.
Great route runner, understands defenses as well as his quarterback. So he just takes a look at where Buddy Jackson lines up, sits down, and then fades away from that inside coverage. 21 straight games with a touchdown pass for Bo Levi Mitchell on the line, too. You can keep that streak alive.
On the line, he threw an interception on the last series. Has not thrown more than 1 in a game this year. Fake to Harrison, pressure on, got it away, and Durant makes the catch and battles his way out of bounds around the 39. So close to 9 yards for Durant.
This is about where in their last game Mitchell took control with 2 long drives, a 12-play and a 9-play. He kind of throws it around, pressure there, and just threads the needle to Durant.
They had 154 yards of offense in the 4th quarter of that game, 23 plays, and about 12 minutes of possession. Here again, Harrison, and he gets stacked up, and on 2nd and about 2.5.
There's the
didn't
stop.
Get there.
Now there's the stop.
Jeff Knox part of it.
And that may be the stop that makes the difference. The Riders couldn't get it in the 4th quarter in the first matchup.
The Stamps offense staying on the field.
Now they got 1 more down to get the stop.
This is a big one.
1 more down to get it.
3rd and 1, and they'll get it with authority. But the ball popped loose. Did we get a whistle?
Calling him down by contact, but we'll take another look. Contact made there.
Like the one knee was down as it as he got twisted around and ripped out.
Well, they haven't got the stop yet. I spoke prematurely there.
Fresh set of downs at the Calgary 44. Over the middle, pass caught, and Cote has his second grab.
Interesting strategy there by Dave Dickinson. I don't know if you've noticed it, Chris, on the third down play. Dickinson sent the punt team almost all the way on the field and then pulled them back and left the offense out there. Basically getting Saskatchewan to think about it and maybe not get lined up right, and then ran that quick running play for a first down.
Second and short here, and they pound on the ground again for another first down and into Rough Rider territory. Well, we mentioned last week it was sustained offense and 72 rushing yards for Jerome Messam. That was Torrey Harrison that time, but the ground game, Saskatchewan couldn't stop in the fourth.
Yeah, deja vu. I mean, one possession game into the fourth, 2 drives by Bo Levi Mitchell, game, set, match. Now, can the Rider defense get the stop?
First and 10, pressure on, pass dumped off and incomplete. Bobbling it was Harrison and almost grabbed there by Newsom.
Greg Jones going to be causing the problems here for Mitchell in that A gap between center and guard. Just runs right by his man. Looked like Shane Bergman in there.
Well, McDaniel's been the favorite target on second down. 8th play of the drive for the Stampeders. And it's dropped off and dropped. Simon Charbonneau-Campo continues the Calgary drops in this game. Should have been an easy catch, but he was running before he secured it.
Yeah, and may have lost a little bit of it in the sun here. You can see the long shadows there. I don't want to give him an alibi, but he turns up and look at the yards he has. Only needed another couple to get the first down and move the chains, and Bo Levi Mitchell's had that. I've counted 4 or 5 drops now. And he looked up at the sun to see if that was a problem.
Nevertheless, they dig themselves out of a hole after a field position start at the 17, and they'll put the Rough Riders deep in their own zone for their next possession. You can tell that sun is a factor in getting the spot here, and they're going to mark him out at the 15-yard line, where we'll have a special guest when we come back.